Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the beautiful Woodland Bowl. In 1937, this space was constructed to host theatrical productions. The shows were called the Menominee Pageant, and they were produced by a group of community members who formed a theater troupe known as the Pageant Players Guild. The shows ran for decades, with the last performance being in the 1960s. Tonight, the College of Menominee Nation, the Wisconsin Art Board, and the Menominee Nation Contest Powwow are sponsoring this long overdue revival. Tonight's show was originally produced in 1954. Written and directed by the late James G. Frechette, the pageant Gems of Yesteryear is a collection of beautiful scenes from the Pageant Players Guild's first 17 years. Our hope is that the show will transport you back to that first staging, which coincided with the 100th anniversary of the Menominee Reservation. It was an important time in Menominee history, and Frechette's original narration discusses the changes that were forthcoming to a community as a result of both the tribe's federal termination and the formation of Menominee County. Complete with music and traditional dancing, the show runs around 2 hours, with an intermission where food and beverages will be sold by local vendors. So on behalf of CMN's retiring president, Dr. Verna Fowler, who greenlit this production, CMN's interim president, Dr. Diana Morris, who saw the show through, the cast, the crew, and our director, Ryan Wynn, I'd like to thank you for coming out to see us restage history. Without further ado, let's return to 1954 for Gems of Yesteryear.
We begin this evening's production with our theme song, Nakoma, sometimes called the Dagger Dance. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our 17th annual production of the Menominee Original Pageant, Gems of Yesteryear. Of all the pageants we have produced since the beginning in 1937, many beautiful scenes stand out in our memories. We have often heard it said from some of our patrons, "I wish I could see again this scene or that scene in some past production." We feel, because of the great change now taking place here at the Menominee, a new county being formed, a new corporation taking over. In fact, we are turning to a new era in the history of the Menominee people. So to start our annual pageant with the new pages of history, we take you back to some of the most beautiful scenes of past pageants, put them together and call them Gems of Yesteryear. Interspersed, we present the Menominee Ceremonial dancers under the leadership of Chief Hiawatha, interpreting the outstanding and most colorful of woodland Indian dances. Our first gem is the opening scene taken from the legend of Hiawatha, presenting to you Petronelle Kashina Martin. Pet, as she is known to her legion of friends and admirers, has played this part from our first production of Hiawatha in 1947, and has played leading roles and handled narrations ever since. She's a graduate of Shawano High School, where she was very active in forensic work. She won the state championship in original oratory in her sophomore year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and pride we present to you Pet Kashina Martin in the opening scene of The Legend of Hiawatha.
In this production, Shannon Wilbur will be performing the part originally played by Pet Kashina Martin.
Should you ask me whence these stories, whence these legends and traditions, with the odors of the forest, with the dew and damp of meadows, with the curling smoke of wigwams, with the rushing of the great rivers, with their frequent repetitions and their wild reverberations as of thunder in the mountains? I should answer, I should tell you, from the forests and the prairies, from the great lakes of the Northland, from the land of the Ojibways, from the land of the Dakotas, from the mountains, moors, and fenlands, where the heron, the Shushanga, feeds among the reeds and rushes. I repeat them as I heard them from the lips of Nawadaha, the musician, the sweet singer. Should you ask me where Nawadaha found these songs as wild and wayward, found these legends and traditions, I should answer, I should tell you. In the bird's nests of the forest, in the lodges of the beaver, in the hoofprints of the bison, in the eyries of the eagle, all the wild fowl sang to him, in the moorlands and the fenlands, in the melancholy marshes. Chateauet, the plover sang them. Mandaloon, the wild goose wawa, the blue heron, the shushanga, and the grouse, the muscadasa. It's still further you should ask me, saying, who was Nawadaha? I should answer your inquiries straightway in such words as follows. In the vale of Tawasenta, in the green and silent valley, by the pleasant water courses, dwelt the singer Nawadaha. Round about the Indian village spread the meadows and cornfields, and beyond them stood the forest, stood the groves of singing pine trees, green in summer, white in winter, ever sighing, ever singing. And the pleasant water courses, you could trace them through the valley, by the rushing in the springtime, by the alders in the summer, by the white fog in the autumn, by the black line in the winter. And beside them dwelt the singer, in the vale of Tawasenta, in the green and silent valley. There he sang of Hiawatha, sang his wondrous birth and being, how he prayed and how he fasted, how he lived and toiled and suffered, that the tribes of men might prosper, that he might advance his people. Ye who love the haunts of nature, love the sunshine of the meadow, love the shadow of the forest, love the wind among the branches, and the rain shower and the snowstorm, and the rushing of great rivers through their palisades of pine trees, and their thunder in the mountains, whose innumerable echoes flap like eagles in their eyries. Listen to these wild traditions, to this song of Hiawatha. Ye who love a nation's legends, love the ballads of a people, that like voices from after off, call to us to pause and listen. Speak in tones so plain and childlike, scarcely can hear the string bush, whether they are sung or spoken. Listen to this Indian legend, to this song of Hiawatha. Ye whose hearts are fresh and simple, who have faith in God and nature, who believe that in all ages every human heart is human, that in even savage bosoms there are longings, yearnings, strivings for the good they comprehend not, that the feeble hands and helpless, groping blindly in the darkness, touch God's right hand in that darkness and are lifted up and strengthened. Listen to this story, to this song of Hiawatha.
Down through the ages, when important individuals, groups, or chiefs came, and if qualified with the approval of headmen and chiefs, they were greeted by the dance of welcome. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, for you we present the Menominee Ceremonial Dancers under the leadership of Chief Oanape, the dance of welcome. we make special efforts to use and preserve the original Menominee language. The interpreter, Mr. James Dick, brings us to an understanding of early communication between two strains in heretofore unmet places of people, born centuries apart, still with a common understanding of peace and harmony. This scene from Wapa, which in the Menominee language means tomorrow. Narrator, Pet Martin. French officer, Philip Bovine. Interpreter, James Dick. Chief, Tony Wakachik. Shauno, Pete Beaufort.
In this production, narrator Bruce Wilbur, French officer Jeffrey Madsen, interpreter Luke Bisop, Chief Gary Bisop, Shauno Ron Bowen. The time 1716 took place in the Menominee village of Quebec, later become the historic city of Green Bay in the territory of Wisconsin. Since 1634, or for 82 years, the Menominee people had been in contact with the white man. Sitting astride the famous pathway to the west, it was inevitable that many explorers and adventurers would pass their doorways. Hardy men, men of vision, men with names like LaSalle, Marquette, McGlade, Cartier, Champlain, Langley, Duluth. Then there were the Jesuits, missionaries like Father Claude Alloway and Father Andre, who brought the word of God to that vast, unexplored forest which was Wisconsin.
Advise the chief that we come as friends, that we bring gifts as a token of our friendship.
We know it, and it ain't to it. And it's here, same with it. And Tito Nam and our main co-hours with them.
Tell the chief that we wish to build a camp here.
Hey, yours, we know it, Natawan, and to Muxawon and Katua.
Tell him that we will establish a big trade with his people.
We know it, so say to us in a match of Talawi coming.
Tell him that we will give his people much food and gifts.
We know it, so Macy, a Matse Major, Mashik, many co-hours with them.
Tell him that across the first big water, Ketchikami, out over the bigger water, 3 moons away, lives our great chief.
In no Mokman Okimos, you wake it to Kamia and a match Ketchikami.
Tell him that he has much gold and blankets and woolens, many soldiers and much firearms. and that we shall protect his people from their enemies.
Ino okima tana metse kako sawasunyan pakoyana simakinesa wakoyana shik metse pasikisikana mushikine atua kinakumen.
Advise him that he has our pledge of friendship and peace.
Wenua ina atua mikusia tasimana shik kanikaka mekachkenan.
Ask him for his permission to erect a camp here.
Kikochemene negnonia sa onikaya yo.
Nit sound the want. Takes it out a while.
The chief says, give me time to speak with my people.
Long before the French soldiers had arrived, the chief and his leaders realized the progress and the western trend of the white man. They were well aware of the advantage of a trading market, but because of their inherent love of nature, the peril of freedom, and the encroachment of a foreign mode of living upon them, they were reluctant of a hasty decision. They had been a free and independent people for ages, and their blood flowed the same spirit of independence and chivalry that flowed in the veins of the medieval prince. Crude chivalry and crude honor perhaps, but honor that was ever placed above death. Honor of greater importance than wealth. The tribal laws were severe and based on the rudiments, but they were few. Their chiefs, remembering the visions of the great dreamers of his youth, counseled them carefully. They listened to his words of wisdom.
Tell the chief that I now ask him to partake of food with me.
Tasmichise, wichiria in the act.
Well, come name it to his text, conceal this war. But physical, Sauno, Tipiana, Tell, wait the morning up that. And if at 2, Thou, and Apni.
The voices tell me that our guests will prove to be true friends.
No, Mokaman, Okiman, Nam, was safe there. Thou wax with commit, no Mokaman, Okama, we say, Makanesa, Katar, Unika Tua,
Chief says that he believes word of White Chief. He says that people need a trading place here. He says that White Chief and his warriors may build camp here.
the friendship dance. See? Theme taken from the legend of Hiawatha. No drama is complete without a love theme. So we take you first to the wigwam of Nokomis, then to the teepee of Arrowmaker, father of Minnehaha, the Dakota maiden who becomes the choice of Hiawatha as his mate for life. This is a part of the most beautiful yet tragic love stories of American Indian life and legend. Hiawatha is played by Robert Waka. Minnehaha is played by Lynn Waka. Nokomis is played by Mrs. Dolores Boyd. Arrowmaker is played by Myron Pat Reno.
For this performance, Hiawatha is played by Brandon Frechette. Minnehaha is played by Darian Isaac. Nokomis is played by Don Wilbur. Arrowmaker is played by Lloyd Bryson.
Hiawatha, you dream too much. As unto the bull the cord is, so unto the man is woman. Though she bends him, she obeys him. Though she draws him, yet she follows. Useless each without the other. So is a woman of which you dream. Dreaming still of Minnehaha, of the lovely laughing water, and the land of the Dakotas.
What a maiden of your people. Go not eastward, go not westward, for a stranger whom you know not. Like a fire upon the hearthstone, is a neighbor's homely daughter. Like the starlight or the moonlight is the handsomest of strangers.
Dear old Nokomis, very pleasant is the firelight, but I like the starlight better. Better do I like the moonlight.
Bring not here an idle maiden. Bring not here a useless woman. Hands unskilled, feet unwilling. Bring a wife with nimble fingers, heart and hand that move together, feet that run on willing errands.
In the land of the Dakotas lives the Arrowmaker's daughter, Minnehaha, Laughing Water, handsomest of all the women. I will bring her to your wigwam. She shall run upon your errands, be your starlight, moonlight, firelight, be the sunlight of my people.
Bring not to my lodge a stranger from the land of the Dakotas. Very fierce are the Dakotas. Often there is war between us. There are feuds yet unforgotten, wounds that ache and may still open.
For that reason, if no other, would I wed the fair Dakota, that our tribes might be united, that our feuds might be forgotten, and the old wounds be healed forever.
Thus departed Hiawatha to the land of the Dakotas, to the land of the handsome women, striding over moor and meadow, through interminable forests, through uninterrupted silence with his moccasins of magic. At each stride a mile he measured, yet the way seemed long before him, and his heart outran his footsteps, and he journeyed without resting, till he heard the cataract's thunder, heard the falls of Minnehaha. At the doorway of his teepee sat the ancient Arrowmaker in the land of the Dakotas, making arrowheads of jasper. At his side in all her beauty sat the lovely Minnehaha, sat his daughter, Laughing Water.
Hiawatha, you are welcome.
Hiawatha, you are welcome.
After many years of warfare, many years of strife and bloodshed, there is peace between the Ojibways and the tribe of the Dakotas. That this peace may last forever, and our hands be clasped more closely. Give me as my wife this maiden, Minnehaha, Laughing Water, loveliest of Dakota women.
Yes, if Minnehaha wishes. Let your heart speak, Minnehaha.
I will follow you, Hiawatha.
Thus it is our daughters leave us, just when they have learned to help us. When we are old and lean upon them, comes a youth with flaunting feathers, with his flute of reeds. A stranger wanders piping through the village, beckons to the fairest maiden, and she follows where he leads her, leaving all things for this stranger. Go, my children, with my blessing.
Green corn dance, This dance is held on occasions of prayer and thanksgiving. In the spring of the year, it is held in planting season for a good crop. In the fall of the year, it is held as a thanksgiving for a good crop. Our next scene is dedicated to the wisdom and guidance of Menominee womanhood. Past history tells us that important and wise decisions did not come from the headmen and chiefs alone. In the background stood the ever alert and wise Menominee women. We are at a loss to adequately put into words what we mean. May the following scene give you a clear picture of what we mean. This scene is played by two veteran players of our pageant. Mr. James G. Burkett plays the part of the Menominee chief, and Mrs. Dolores K. Boyd plays the part representing Indian womanhood.
For this performance, this scene, Tamal is played by Ron Bowen Sr. as a part of the Menominee chief, and Don Wilbur representing Indian womanhood. The coming of the British, indeed, marked the beginning of a new era. Gone was the lavish and judicious distribution of gifts. Goods and necessary articles were dealt out sparingly, and sometimes not at all. Gone too was that closeness and understanding, that feeling of complete trust, and in its place came a suspicion, a growing discontent over British rule. Although it never broke out into open warfare, smoldering hostility was just below the surface, ready to break out into a searing open flame at the slightest provocation. But between the Menominee and open warfare were the British, stood the lonely and almost tragic figure of Kamau, chief of the tribe. Upon his shoulders feel the task of leading his people through their most terrifying period in history.
Your sleep is troubled, my husband. What causes this restlessness?
Sleep eludes the rested spirit. My people chafe under the yoke of the British. They are eager to be done with the rule of the conqueror who comes with force, harsh, unyielding, whose hand is outstretched to bow and break my people to his design, but whose hand is not offered in friendship to lead and guide.
All this I too have seen. When first the French came to our land, happily did we welcome them as friends, nor was there cause to think otherwise. Our people flourished with the French. Willingly we gave our daughters in marriage. Slowly a new generation began to rise, strong, virile, fusing ever stronger the bond between our people and the French. But our destiny and the destiny of our land was not so determined by the power of love. It is our fate to wear the yoke of oppression and the chains of the conquered. Yet we are a peaceful, honorable people, fiercely proud. Faith have we in our leaders. Wise has been the counsel they have given us in the past. Now the days are dark, the nights sleepless, troubled. But surely our leaders will guide us to the dawn of a new day, when once again we shall drink of the cup of freedom. In this hour of darkness, let no sorrow weigh heavy on your heart. Your people will not desert you now. They will heed your counsel. The faith of the people is firm and abiding. Do not fear to lead them on the path of righteousness. Though the light be evil and the shadows and doubts may plague you, surely you will not fail. Such is my faith in you, O my husband. For I have seen in you these many years the virtues and the strength which now will guide our people unerringly in the right.
It is true, Nazek, that I have felt the frailty of my will, and I have doubted the faith of the people in my leadership. But I have never doubted that my decision was wrong. Men must live as brothers. Men must live as brothers in peace. You have given me strength to face the future, resolute in my determination to carry my convictions to the people.
Come, my husband, rest, free of doubt and uncertainty. Your people will follow you proudly on the path to peace.
And now, the swan dance. This dance by the women of the tribe only. great decisions. Decisions necessary for survival, both in war and in peace. As an example, we take from the pages of history the memorial speech of Chief Tamal at the time Tecumseh was building his Indian Confederacy. And at a council of chiefs in the Midwest area, listened to American Indian decisions. The part of Tecumseh is played by Mr. Myron Greeno and Tamal by Mr. James G. Frechette.
For this evening, Bruce Hoover Jr. is the narrator, Chief Tamal is Ron Bowen Sr., and Tecumseh is Lloyd Friesen.
The presence of a French army in America was merely wishful thinking, and Pontiac's uprising sputtered and failed. But another was yet to come. Tecumseh, the powerful chief, was building his Indian Confederacy, under which all tribes east of the Mississippi would unite against the whites. For this purpose, he attended a meeting held near La Bay, at which all tribes of Wisconsin, the Menominee, the Chippewa, the Winnebago, the Fox were represented. The Menominee delegation was headed by Chief Tamal, who at this meeting was to make the most difficult decision in his career.
My friends, I have come here from a great distance to consult with you. I'm glad to see all of your tribes represented at this council, because what I'm about to say is of the greatest importance to your people. When the white man came across the ocean to our shores, he asked to be permitted to settle in a corner of our great country and live with us as brothers. We admitted them as such and lived with them as friends. For a time it was well that they lived with us. They brought us many things we did not have, but more of them came to take advantage of our hospitality. And as they became more and more numerous, they began to encroach upon us more and more, depleting our fish and game, and taking more and more of our land, often with the force of arms. They have made many promises, and treaties have been broken. What then can we believe? Their plan is very plain to me, as it must be to you. They will continue to grow, to become more numerous. As they grow more powerful, they will continue to take our land, to push us back. If we do not yield willingly, they will take up arms and destroy us. It has already happened in my country to the east, and it will surely happen to you. Because we are many, it is within our power to destroy this menace to our future. But to do so, we must all unite and fight together. We must rise up as one and crush these men who would take our land and destroy our people. Then we can live as did our forefathers, free and at peace. I have many warriors in the east who only await my word to rise up against these people. They are strong, brave, and wise in the ways of the white man's warfare. But they are not enough, and I need your help. Your land is threatened, and your homes and families are in great danger. Will you stand idly by and watch the white man destroy you? Watch while your once proud race is reduced to a nation of slaves. Unless you fight now, this is the fate that will befall you. You cannot escape it. So I ask of you, join with me for your own protection, and fear not that you shall fail, because Tecumseh, the great feared warrior, shall not let you fail. You have heard of my exploits. Many times I have met and defeated the whites. Many scouts testify to my successes. I have learned well their ways of warfare, and with good reason they fear and hate me. With the help of your brave warriors, we cannot fail. So give me your assistance that together we can destroy these selfish, treacherous people before they destroy us.
of the mighty chief and what he tells you is true. From the great ocean to the east, the white man is marching across our broad land in great numbers, like ants to the camping ground. Before them, our people have fallen back, have fled their approach as the morning mist flees the morning sun. Our sky is becoming black with storm clouds, and the Indians' night promises to be dark. A few more moons, a few more winters, and not one of the mighty hosts that once moved over this broad land will remain to mourn over the graves of a once happy and hopeful people. That is our fate, our destiny, written in the countless ages that have gone before us, and we cannot escape nor change it. I love this country. I love its verdant valleys, its murmuring rivers, its tree-lined lakes and bays. Every part of this soil is sacred to the memory of my people. Every hillside, every valley, every plain and grove has been hallowed by some sad or happy event in days long vanquished. And as the white man marches westward, this land shall be despoiled. Its forests shall be destroyed. The river shall run yellow with dirt. And where once were cool, musical brooks, there shall be but sandy, desolate waste. But kill for it? Shed the blood of my people in hopeless struggle? Fight against what has already been ordained? No, that is not the solution. In the great pattern of things, tribe follows tribe, and nation follows nation, like the wave of the sea. It is the order of nature, and struggle against it is useless. The white man's decay may be distant, but it will surely come, for even the white man, whose God walked and talked with him as friend with friend, cannot escape the common destiny of all races. My people will face its destiny unafraid. We shall enter the dark valley with pride and honor. We shall meet our ancestors with clean hands, a clean heart because we have kept faith with ourselves and other men. You have heard the great chief from the east tell of his many brave deeds, of the many soldiers he has slain, of the many scalps he has taken. He is indeed a great, powerful chief. I cannot boast of such things, but there is one boast I can make which I am proud. These hands are old. 70 times they have felt the cold of winter and the heat of summer, but as yet they are unstained by human blood, and they shall not be stained now.
The snake dance. This dance is both a ceremonial to appease the great underworld serpent who plagued the people at times, and is a contest of good dancing as well. You will note the following as the dance progresses. First, the dance follows the pattern of the snake in movement. Then you will witness the snake shedding its skin, sort of London Bridges pattern. Then the snake curls up in a ball, then unwinds, and is followed by the contest in groups of 4.
One of our grandfathers explained, a young boy had a snake as a pet. And this boy and the snake grew old together. And as the snake and this boy both reached that age when they were getting ready to make their journey to the happy hunting ground, they pleaded with the Creator to allow this snake to journey to the happy hunting grounds with the Indians. So they pleaded and pleaded with the Great Spirit. And finally the Great Spirit agreed to allow this snake to cross over to the happy hunting grounds with the boy. But the snake would have to cross over in pieces. He would not be allowed to cross over the river at the end of the journey in one piece. And so as the snake and this man finished their journey on life, they approached the river. And the man was able to cross. The snake approached it, backed up, and jumped over in pieces. And they were reunited again in the happy hunting ground. And so we see this dance, this dream, being played out with this social song here this evening. The snake is going through its life cycle, just as we see them in our life today. Every spring he comes out and he journeys and travels all through the spring, the summer, and as fall approaches and the weather turns cold, this snake, he begins to coil up. He finds a warm place where he will hibernate through the winter. And we see that taking place at this time. Our dancers are mimicking the action of the Panupic. And so he lays in hibernation throughout the entire winter. And as he hibernates, he remembers the words that the Great Spirit had told him. He will get to cross over and be at the happy hunting grounds of the Indian people. And so he rejoices and he celebrates as he hibernates through the long winter months. And once again, as spring approaches and the warm weather returns, the snake, he begins to uncoil. And he has lived many, many years here on Grandmother Earth. So he is approaching the end of his life. So again, he remembers the words that the Creator had told him, that he must cross over in pieces. So the snake is getting ready at this time. He sees the river ahead of him. So he must approach the river as the Creator instructed. Back up and approach it a second time. On that second time, he will make his jump over the river and be in the happy hunting grounds with the Indian people. And you will watch our dancers mimic that cycle at this time. The first part of the snake has jumped the river. He still has many pieces that need to approach the river, back up, and reapproach and make their jump. And we have another piece. We still have some more pieces of the snake to go. We still have 2 pieces that need to travel. 3 pieces. We're getting close to the tail. And we have 1 piece left. Our girl fancy shawl dancers, the tail of the snake. Over the river. It is once again whole in the happy hunting ground with all of the indigenous people. So now it celebrates. It is at its final resting place. It will spend eternity once again with the boys that it grew up with in the happy hunting ground.
Ryan, could you put the spot back over here, please? Ladies and gentlemen, again, we've tried to honor and show the respect to our leaders and the people that were involved from way back in the original ones. And I invited this gentleman here to represent his grandpa, Johnson Wanape. Please, everybody, good round of applause for Joey Wanape. Thank you.
This pageant, which introduces a new era in the pages of Menominee history, where we go from 100 years of life under federal paternalism to so-called free and independent Class A citizens of this nation, leaves the path of great sadness and reluctance. I suppose mainly because we are a truly traditional people, but on entering this new way of life, who is there to judge whether it will be good or bad? Only time and effort will tell. So we take this opportunity to honor and pay tribute to the past members of our Pageant Players Guild who have moved on to the happy hunting ground. It won't take much stretch of our imagination to visualize them passing in review here on our stage as I make the roll call. Joseph Anthony Kashina, writer, producer, and director of our early pageants, and whose work are still rated at some of our classics. Nell Kashina, mother of Joe, and whose help in costumery and village scenes will always remain a tribute to her imagination. Jim Solman, an original member of the Menominee Ceremonial Dancers. Amos Stryker, the typical character of a Menominee chief. From Maywin Okamon, another original member of our dancing group, who also played the part of Medicine Man in early production. John Fish, the flute maker and player. John also assisted in our Medicine Man interpretation. Henry Martin, who often played the part of comedy and humor, much to the delight of everyone. Barney Canal, the real comic of early production, especially backstage among his fellow players. Barney took particular delight in following up the work, even during actual presentation. Leo Wakuchan, our first hero in Menominee Pageant, and who passed away as a result of disease contracted while in World War II. Last but not least, Mr. Ralph Fredenberg, a man whose vision and authority as the Menominee's first and only tribal member to serve as Superintendent of Tribal Affairs for the Bureau of Indian Affairs, made Woodland Bowl and its pageants possible.
And to those players who played in the Gems of Yesteryear and have now passed on, Philip Bovine, James Dick, Anthony Wapichin, Peter Beaupre, Wayne Martin, Dolores K. Boyd, Myron Pat Greeno, James G. Frechette, Fred Ramsdale, Johnson Wanape. To those players still with us who played in the Gems of Yesteryear, Lynn Walcott Skillador, Petronell Kashina Martin, and to all of the players, both here and in the spirit world, who had a part in making the pageant a reality for the Menominee people, we honor and thank you for your contributions.
We pay our respects to our departed cast by dedicating to their memory and to the memory of those of us who pass on in the future our version of Spirit Rock. We ask the Great Spirit to bless us all as we are indeed thankful for our past blessings. May the souls of the departed rest in peace. Many suns has kissed the morning, many moons adorn the night. Come and gone full many winters, and as many summers bright. Across the broad expanse of prairie, through the forest deep and still, o'er the plains and up the mountains, roamed the red man at his will. Bound bound by no confederation, scarcely knowing of its worth, yet the Indians were the sovereigns of the greatest land on earth. 'Neath the pine tree's friendly shadow, on the shores of lake or stream, here he pitched his humble wigwam, near the water's crystal gleam. Here he reared his sons and daughters, nature's children, plain and free. Temperate, moral, true and honest, he knew no law but liberty. He heard the voice of the Great Spirit in the thunder's rumbling sound, while whispering winds brought him messages from the happy hunting ground. By suns and moons and winters counted he the days and months and years, and in the spirit of the water read he all his hopes and fears. Thus they dwelt for generations in their own dear native land, from sea to earthly Eden, with fish and game at every hand. Countless birds sang in the forest, anthems rang from all the trees, and the wild flowers in profusion scented every wind and breeze. Paradise are much the same, long before the white man came.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to make, again, with due respect, we try to do as good a job to honor and show our appreciation for our family members, people involved, the whole reservation community. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to just explain a few things. What I'm really glad about is they didn't change none of the script. I thought that was great. It was amazing. And it's amazing how Mr. Frichette's words written in 1954 are still powerful today. That's amazing. The other thing is that the names of the dances that were shared, and we tried to honor those in the best way we could. So you heard a couple different times you do war dance. But you need to understand, everyone who might not understand our culture. TV will show that, hey, the Indians, it's a war dance, they're going out. But there was another side of it. Yes, they danced for protection and prayers and a good journey. But when they got back, it was honorable. Maybe if someone got injured or they lost someone, it was in that frame of mind also. So for this dance, which they said in the script, the last dance was a war dance, all of my fellow cast members, everybody involved, and with the Wolf River Singers, we're going to invite you. This is an intertribal. If you would like to come down and share with us this last dance, because we do have one more piece of business to do after this intertribal. But we want to welcome and thank you if you want to come and join in this last intertribal. No matter if you're in a Kaya or not, no matter where you're from in the country, because again, we are all one people. So, aho, intertribal. Okay, thank you for everyone for participating. And we're going to give you a few minutes to get back to your seats. Okay, at this time, I'd like to have in a straight line right here all of the whole cast, dancers and actors. If you would please line up, all dancers and actors. We'll give you all a chance to get back to your seats. I just want to take some time to, wait, B, come here, B, come here. Okay, I'm going to be, and some of you may not understand this, I'm going to be really, really respectful and straight. Oh, see, there's some people going, no way. This young lady here I've known my whole life. Been a fan of hers and her family. They've done great, great things. And I remember even last year, people asked me if I had a copy of the script, and I know my mom had one someplace. But they had a meeting down at the college, and this young lady and her daughter showed up, and then all of a sudden, and her name is Grace, but we know her as B, and she said, well, wait, I got something here I kind of found, and she had those complete scripts, everybody. And they said, what would you like for them? She said, you know what? Make me really good copies, and I'll donate them to the archives of the college. That's what this lady did. And out of respect to my elder, the one I call Miss B, I was going to ask her for a few words, but she said, please, don't make me say anything, and I'm not going to. Everybody a round of applause for Miss B.
I want to say to all these actors here, everything was so beautiful and it went just well tonight. I'm so proud of you all, and thank you for being here. And thanks for everybody up there.
Okay, I am breaking with tradition, and I don't care because I got the microphone and it's got brand new batteries in it. So here's what we're going to do, young feller. Are you ready? All right. With honor and respect, everybody, my name is Richie Plass. I am Menominee and Stockbridge, Muncie.
Carson!
Is that great? That's great.
Like one for Menominee. I mean, including Menominee. Dr. Lyons, Menominee.
Betcha, that's much talk.
Ron Bowen, Menominee, and grandson of Jim Frechette.
Come on, we're not going until you say your name.
Danica.
All right. She races stock cars. I've seen her on TV.
Corey Sanford, Menominee.
Gary Beestoff, Menominee, he's looking at me straight.
Yes, sir.
Deborah Lyons, Menominee.
Katawad Dowd, Menominee.
Menominee. Susan Webster, Menominee.
Bruce Wilbur Jr., grandson of James G. Frechette, son of Grace B. Wilbur, Menominee. I also played my grandfather in this production.
Kevin Wilbur, Canadian King, and Menominee Wood, holding the Shawnee.
Darian Isaac, Navajo Nation.
Brian Wilbur, Menominee, grandson of James G. Frechette and son of Grace B. Wilbur.
Jeffrey Madsen, Danish and Belgian.
All right, no matter what you think of diversity, think about that now. Danish and all the other stuff, and he played a Frenchman on an Indian reservation. Cool.
Don't message him.
I don't know if you noticed that, but this young man he had like total fear in his eyes, like, ooh, you know.
Rita have good Menominee.
Lloyd Bryson, Menominee.
I'm sorry.
Brandon Frechette, James Frechette's my great grandpa.
Great grandson of Johnson Hiawatha and Peter Bolton.
Folks from Hiawatha, I'm Menominee and Forest County Prairie Band Potawatomi.
And the Akaiinski Mokahatukwe, the Maso, James Frechette, Kahna, no, Nakia, B.
Wow, Thomas Beacor. I'm a man from Iowa.
Oh, Matt Maloney. My name is Pontyfoot. My English name is Earl Westcott Jr. One more. Cool. All right, Ryan, could you put the light over the drum, please? And then, Ryan, I need you front and center too, please. But, Junior, if you don't mind turning on your microphone, everybody, please a warm welcome and thank you for the Wolf River Singers. And I'd like to have Junior introduce the singers.
Well, my name is Snodwin, Junior Dowd, Menominee, Chippewa.
Ryan, I need you.
Zor Dowd, Menominee, Chippewa.
Pakachika, Hawanape, Prairie Band, Potawatomi, and Menominee.
Abadije, Gumachita, Huisian, Menominee, Chippewa.
Squatin Dowd, Squatin Dowd, Menominee, Chippewa.
All right, everybody, and for better or for worse, we do need leadership. And I'm sorry if you're in favor of Donald Trump, but that's in a whole different setting. So, oh, come on now. And so I want to introduce to you our Donald Trump. Here you go. I've had the distinct pleasure and honor of working with this gentleman before. He teaches at the College of Menominee Nation. I know he had some trepidations and second thoughts about this whole production. I'm honored that he asked if I could be part of it. And our director, everybody, please welcome Mr. Ryan Wynn.
Well, how do you follow that, huh? Well, I'm so proud of all of them. I thought they'd be great. As a lot of you know,
I've been telling you for a while. Well, 5 years ago, elders asked if I would help bring back these pageants. I didn't quite know what I was into. Spent a lot of time, a lot of people behind me have helped, and they brought a lot of decisions forward, and we talked a lot, and quite frankly, we kind of hit a brick wall, and then B came forward in our community discussions and brought these scripts, and they're just awesome. I am so ecstatic that this bowl was built for theater. I love the contest powwow, and that's amazing, but I love that this space was built for theater. I love the wonderful theater tradition that is going on at the college. I love that it's coming back to the bowl. And I love that all the people that I'm looking at are the ones who are doing it. So what can I say at this point, except for thanks to all of them, thanks for all of you, thanks to B, and thanks for James G. Frechette saving everything. This was awesome. Boannon.
One of the things I like about what went on here, really, and when you look at these people, and look at the young ones. Like I said, I was a little fella, and I was in those, and I remember them. 50 years from now, it would be great, wouldn't it, if these young ones carried this on. And maybe even made new stories, made them their stories. And that's what our culture is about. It's forever changing as much as it is staying at where it was, how it was, but we have to honor that. We have to acknowledge that and respect that. So I hope you all understand what we tried to do tonight was exactly that. The other thing is, and this is from cast and crew, would you like to see another one? So I want to take some time and I want to thank the Menominee Contest Powwow Committee for help with funding this. I want to thank the College of Menominee Nation for doing the same. And my suggestion to everybody here is talk to the committee, talk to the legislators, talk to whomever you may know at the College of Menominee Nation. Because it would be great if there was another production next year. I think that would be the best thing in the world. So as they do on Broadway, and Melinda, I'm going to give you the cue. I'm going to get out of the way. And as they do on Broadway, ladies and gentlemen, Gems of Yesteryear, cast and crew. Please a round of applause for Matt Matson on the lights. And I know Sabrina was up here to introduce herself. She's the one that did all the recording and all the mastering. She did an excellent job. And so for our last bit of tradition and honoring, we're going to turn one last time to the Wolf River Singers, and we're going to ask them to render us a traveling song. Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you sometime this weekend at the powwow. And again, believe me, everybody, we appreciate it. Thank you. The host. Okay, I'm sorry. Everybody's invited for the traveling song. Everybody, if you want to come on out to the traveling song.